So Robin here. In this video, basically I aim to demonstrate and showcase to you the best and only two business models that I believe anyone from this year going on should ponder on and think about endeavoring upon. Just like you, I've been confused before. Just like you, I've dabbled and dabbled into multiple different business models, lost in some, gained in some, but still all around. And the intention for this specific video is not really, I'll be honest with you, to give you a specific business's name and say, hey, go get a Shopify store. Hey, go, all that weird stuff that people say online, because the goal for me here is to have you associate this channel with nothing but truth. So when you come here, there's nothing flashy, crazy. There's none of those clickbaity stuff. Just really want to give you true value as one individual to another. That being said, I already took it up a minute. Just want to strictly dive straight into it. So when it comes to business, like I said, I'm not going to prescribe you any prescriptions here. When it comes to business, there's really two ways you can go about making money. Okay? Two ways you go about making money. So you have services. You have services. Okay? Then you have products. Okay? So you have services, you have products. And depending on where you fall into the descriptions I give very soon, you'll get to know which one you should be doing. So if you're someone who literally has no dime, you're working 9 to 5 still, you're starting out, you're completely new, you have no skill sets, or even if you do have skill sets, but let's say your capital is very low, or you're someone who's very, very frugal when it comes to their money and you're just really scared of taking a risk and all that kind of stuff, where you need to start off is service. And a service can be in multiple different facets. This could be a consulting business. That's what a lot of people typically do. When they have experiences, they have some knowledge, that's what they do a lot of times, consulting. So if you're someone watching this who's maybe, let's say 30 plus years, 40, 50, you probably have experiences, you probably have knowledge, you have skill sets in certain areas of life. You can take that and use that experience to consult other people who are trying to endeavor on that same kind of pathway. That kind of service requires nothing but sweat equity. That's literally the same thing that Peter Schwarzman, this guy's literally worth, if I'm not mistaken, $20 billion plus. Okay, I think he has I can't remember the specific stats, probably the second biggest investment firm, if I'm not mistaken, in America. But nevertheless, the guy's worth literally 20 billion plus. So it's worth listening to. And even when he was worth a couple of $100,000, the first kind of business he really set up himself was literally a service-based kind of business. A lot of you guys probably are familiar with someone named Alex Hormozi, familiar with someone named Alex Becker, Sam Ovens. I mention these because I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys know these people. Someone named, for example, Charlie Morgan. All these literally people that you probably know about or have probably glanced upon. For example, a lot of people know this guy nowadays named Iman Ghazi, for example, because I see a lot of people talk about him, especially a couple of years ago. Literally all their businesses, anybody who's a prudent business owner or who has done a lot of mistakes knows that when you start a business out, you want to start off with the least amount of capital possible. Literally, I tell people all the time, people tell me, I want to start a business and it's going to require me to take a container from this country. I'm like, you don't even know if the business model is even going to thrive and survive. And you're telling me you got to pay a container. A container is about, let's say, $5,000 to import, let's say, to even export, let's say, is an additional $1,000 to export $2,000. You're looking at about like $8,000 in the hole, including the merchandise. Let's say the merchandise is $5,000. You're looking at about how much? $13,000 in the hole for a business you don't even know if it's even going to move yet. Who buys cocaine in pounds if they don't even know what it tastes like? Or if the fiends even like it? That's a bad example, but if you're black, you know what I'm saying. So if you want to start off a business, okay, and like I said, you have experience, not a lot of capital, but you have, okay, if you have experience but not a lot of capital, service-based business, okay? If you have no experience, no capital, for sure, service-based business. We're going to get to this in a second. But I want you to understand that no matter what you fall under, if a man that's worth hundreds of thousands of dollars he basically was the intermediary for $500 million transactions multiple times. When he was starting his own business, he went ahead and started service-based business. If he is worth all that kind of money, then you and I, without doubt, this is what we need to be focused on. Like I said, a service-based business falls into different categories. A lot of people nowadays, especially people around my age group, what they do is SMMA. That's what they tend to do, which is like social media marketing agencies. That's great. I'm personally not a fan of all of that. You can do social media marketing services, but one caveat that I will say here is, which a lot of people don't mention, is if you're going to do a service-based business, you want to make sure you're serving the upper echelon of your market. So when it comes to a market, for example, there's typically three people. You have individual at the top, okay? These are people who can afford. These are people who can afford your services, plus these are people who can afford it. Okay? These are people who can't. You're not going to see that. But nevertheless, what I'm trying to say is, when you're marketing your services, do not market to the broke people. If you're going to offer a service-based kind of business and you don't have the skill sets, go learn from someone who already has the skill sets, either as an apprentice, whatever the hell you got to do. Watch 10,000 YouTube videos, do it. If you don't have the skill sets, do whatever you need to do to get the knowledge. Okay? Literally, there's a guy named Daniel Fazio. This guy, when he started doing, I think his first business was dropshipping or something like that. This guy literally sat down for like 3+ days hammering YouTube videos back to back to back to back to back. Literally just taking a piece of white paper, writing down all his questions, watching YouTube videos at 1.5x speed, watching over and over and over, answering his questions as he watches the videos. Literally. And starting his own business literally by watching YouTube videos, getting that skill sets, marketing to people. Let me show you over here. And I'll make another video if you're interested in it. I'll make another video how you can actually go about getting the clients. The first step is really identifying what service you're going to offer primarily. And if that's going to take you a lot of time, then that shouldn't take you a lot of time. But let me show you over here. You can see this? This is a Google Sheet, okay? So literally just from a Google Sheet in my phone, this is my calendar. All the blue ones basically mean book calls. So literally this is just me taking my phone, calling a bunch of people, and eventually, getting paid. Literally, okay? So, even though I'm going on a huge tangent right now and I'm not going in any kind of order, what I will tell to you though is you want to make sure you start off primarily with a service-based kind of business, okay? I just got kind of interrupted. That was my mistake. I should put my phone on Johnny Disturb. But anyway, service-based businesses. As you identify what kind of service you're going to offer, you want to make sure who you offer to it has money and they need that solution. Okay, and that's probably the easiest way to find, and that's probably is the only way to actually find out what specific kind of service you offer, is by identifying rich people problems. Literally, that's if you probably just said, Robin, okay, you said service-based business, but I'm like, okay, I think I can do this, I can do that. Look up some rich people. It could be, for example, this could be lawyers. They're not rich, of course. I'm not saying they are rich. Some probably broke alcoholics. But what I'm trying to say is, they get paid more typically. So if it's accountants, if it's financial advisors, if it's high net worth individuals, whatever the hell it's going to be, find those people who have money and go on Reddit, ask.com, find whatever problems that they have and see if you can offer as a service. Typically, they'll be more than happy to pay you plus and refer you out to more people. They typically have better manners, more understanding, the broke people can't afford it, and they pay you $20, and they want you to give them your social, your mom's social, your dad's social, everybody in your family social. So please, how you identify what kind of service to offer is by finding rich people, like I just told you, and finding what problems rich people have, solving those for your service, and you want to make sure you avoid the broke people. The broke people, let the people who didn't watch the video service the broke people. Let them regret later on. Now, let's say you've done a service-based business, you're making money, okay? Because I'm going to tell you now the problem with the service-based business. The problem with the service-based business is statistically, okay, it's hard to scale. It can scale, of course, but to a certain degree, it just becomes a burden. That's where products come into place. And products fall under different categories. A product could be a software. This is what a lot of people call SaaS, like Facebook, Yelp, DoorDash, and all that kind. Those are SaaS, software as a service. If you already know it, then I'm sorry. Right? Products could be soap, right? This could be cookies. All that stuff is basically products because it's not something that requires that much consistent movement, if that kind of makes sense. A software, you make it one time and of course you're refining it, but it doesn't require, it's not that extensive in terms of labor after things are said and done. You know what I'm saying? Of course there's gradual improvements made upon it, but unlike a service-based kind of business, it's a cloud kind of thing. You know, soap, e-commerce kind of stuff is their products. Okay? Your brand is also actually a product. But I really want to emphasize within this video mainly on service-based kind of businesses. Because a lot of people, this is the mistake that they do. They try to start a business and they want to start a business with gigantic capital. Hey man, I need a loan, man. I need my dad to give me something. You're starting off on the wrong foot. No reasonable individual is going to give you, no reasonable investor is going to give you money. A lot of times it's even hard for them to give you money when you even have a viable product, which basically means a business that's even generating income. Sometimes it's even hard for them to give you funding, let alone a business idea. So, service-based business, and the benefits about it is so many. Not only does it teach you how to build a team, how to do sales and marketing, how to take care of customers, it breeds you into an individual who can then later on take on a product. And this is exactly the same space that I'm in right now personally, a service-based business. So I'm telling you from experience, you do not need money. If you need more than, I would literally say more than $100, but for some people I say $2,500. If you need more than $2,500 to literally make money for that business, shut it off. That's not a business you want to start. The screenshot that I just showed you right now, my calendar being filled, that I just showed you right now, all I needed was my $35 phone bill plan, and literally look at my calendar, just a bunch of book calls. All the blues are book calls. That's all I needed. Literally. Companies, investment bankers, business brokers, right? Typically, they can afford it, and the service that I'm offering to them is worth more to them. If I'm marketing to a gym owner who can barely make ends meet, and I'm trying to charge him $10,000 per month, hypothetically, or let's just say I'm trying to make at least $100,000 per year from him, you know, he has one location. He's probably not even looking to open more locations to make more money. So it just basically, you have to do the same amount of work. That's a problem too. That's why you want to go ahead and serve the high people, quote unquote high people, because you'll be doing the same amount of effort for the broke and rich people. Probably the rich people probably gonna be doing less because they probably a lot of times they're less of a headache. So you'll be doing the same amount of effort for the rich people for a higher return. And basically, I went on a tangent on this video, went all around the place with this video, but I want to get better with the way I communicate, with the way I convey my message to you guys as time goes on, or to you as time goes on. But like I said, service-based business. If you're not making some good money, whatever good money is to you, I would say probably $100,000 minimum per month. I don't even try to worry myself about this product stuff. I'll be honest with you. The products, it requires a lot of money up front, a lot of iterations, a lot of fixing. Yeah. That's the problem with the products. And this is what a lot of people want to start off with. I want to get funding. I want to go, no, like, bro, you're broke. You need to go here. And this is something that nobody told me at the beginning. You want to start off with a service-based business, require minimum money up front. You want to solve problems for freaking people who have money. You want to solve a problem. You want to solve bullshit. You want to solve a problem. That's all business is about. The bigger the problem, the bigger the conversation. I mean, look at ChatGPT. Nowadays, ChatGPT is like something that people can't even live without. Right? It's solving a big problem. People are going to need it. Every single day of their lives nowadays is going to become like how people can't stay without Netflix and stuff like that. But nevertheless, service-based, okay? Serve the people who have the most money, fix their problem, ditch the people who are broke. You can help them later when you get money. That's how it works. You can help them later when you get money, not right now. If you have a skill set, great. And you know there's a need for it, take that skill set, offer as a consulting services, whatever the hell it may be. If you don't have any skill sets, find a rich people problem, learn how to fix that problem for them, and start charging people money. The first couple of people, if you want me to make a video on how you can get the first couple of people, like how I get my clients, how I cold call and cold email and all that stuff, let me now make another video about that in depth detail. But nevertheless, this is just my crappy explanation of how and what is the two best business models to make. Because there's only really two business models you can actually ever do. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like,